Alright, so today we are going to do some basic Japanese grammar, okay? So I know that you really don't have a lot of experience with this, but it'll be okay. We'll just start slow. We have a couple of refresher stuff. But so to begin, this is what we're going to do. This is X, Y, Y des, ka, nan, and noun, no noun. Those are the four grammar structures that we're going to work with, okay?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And that's me. Okay. So, first, before we begin the grammar, we should go over some basic hiragana information.
Okay.
Hiragana were the characters in it's like the alphabet.
Okay.
So, first thing you have to remember is each symbol represents a sound, not like English where it represents like where you like if you put T and E together it makes te. Here there's a symbol that means te.
Okay.
Just so you remember that. It's a syllable, not a letter.
Okay.
Alright? There are no spaces in Japanese. So every word is like right together, which is fun. It's easier than it sounds, trust me. And then we have to go over these four characters. Ya, you, yo, and su. So when you have a little ya, you, or yo, that means that the hiragana before it has the ending of this sound. So if you have G and yo next to each other with a little yo, that'd be Gyo. Okay?
Okay.
Then little tsu, you would have a it'd be like a double consonant. So like the word happy, you would have HA little tsu PY. And then that just means you have like a little space in the pronunciation. So the word for magazine, zashi, there's two S's, so you put that little pause in between zashi. Okay? So just keep those in mind when we're doing some of the questions later on.
Okay.
Alright. So here's some basic vocabulary to make sure that you know, since I don't really go over these during the you just need to know these. Okay. So the first one is I. Watashi.
Watashi.
Okay. And so that's how it looks in hiragana, watashi.
Okay.
Next is what or nan.
Nan.
Okay. Then the years old suffix. So what we'd have is you would have a number and then sai. So it would be like yonsai.
Sai. What's
Sai.
18?
18 would be Juhachi sai.
Okay.
Alright. Then a major, like my major's English. Your major is, I would be ego senko. Or senko no ego.
Okay. Senko.
And then next would be your year in school. So you would have a number and then nensei.
Nensei.
So we are both ichi nensei, which means first year.
Okay.
And then just Mr. and Mrs. and Miss. This is like you always put san after anybody's name.
Okay.
So I'd be Joel-san, you would be Lindsay-san. Stop. We're recording. Okay. So just some more vocabulary. So the word for student is gakusei.
Gakusei.
The word for teacher is sensei.
Sensei.
And when you have these two vowels next to each other, you have to enunciate the length of it. So it'd be gakusei and sensei. Because gakusei is a different word than gakusei.
Gakusei.
Alright, then university or college is daigaku.
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 Alright, the word for high school is koukou.
Koukou.
And then numbers, we can just go through 1 through 10 here. So, ichi,
Ichi.
ni,
Ni.
san,
San.
shi,
Shi.
go,
Go.
roku,
Roku.
nana,
Nana.
hachi,
Hachi.
kyu,
Kyu.
ju.
Ju.
Okay, so now we have the basic vocabulary down, we can start on grammar. So this is XYY des. And this is the basic sentence structure that you use. You just build off of this for later more complicated sentences. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So this means X is Y.
X is Y.
So the word that you put in for X is whatever Y is.
Okay.
So, and then Y is a particle, but for now we can just say that wa means is to make it easier.
Mhm.
And then des is just a sentence ender. It's like a verb, but you just have to remember that to end a sentence right now, just make sure you have des. Okay. So, examples. So this is watashi wa gakusei desu. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Watashi, I.
I. All of that is I?
Yeah, watashi wa.
Oh.
Watashi wa. So watashi wa, I is gakusei, student. So I am a student. Right? Okay. Then this one is watashi wa
I.
ichi nensei desu.
Something.
So nensei was one of our suffixes. So what did it mean? Was it years old? Was it year in school?
You're in school.
Good.
Yes?
Yes,
Yes.
because I am a first year in school.
Cool.
So I'm a first year student. Okay, so you got that down.
Great.
So now we have ka. This is just the hiragana for ka. And so what we do with ka, if you put ka at the end of a sentence, it means it's a question. So it's sort of basically the equivalent of a question mark in Japanese.
Okay.
And it goes right after des at the end of the sentence, so it'd be desu ka. So pretty self-explanatory there. So, and then nan means what? And so it replaces the unknown. So in x, y des, whether you don't know the x or whether you don't know the y, you put nan in place of where that word would go. Okay? So, some examples. So the question, okay, so just something I need to say here. Originally, Kayleen was going to be my student, so all of the names in a couple of these examples are Kayleen.
Okay.
So just replace that with Lindsay in your head.
Okay.
So this is Kayleen-san wa. So Kayleen. Nansai desu ka? So it's about Kayleen. So I'm asking Kayleen a question. So what does nan mean? We just went over it. It replaces the unknown.
What?
What? Yep, nan means what. And so sai was the other one of our suffixes. You asked about 18 with it.
Years old.
Yep. So that's asking, how old are you, Kayleen? Then her answer would have been 18歳です. Or 18 years old. So look, see how I omitted the subject, so I didn't say watashi wa 18 desu. In Japanese, when it's obvious what you're talking about, you can omit the subject and make it shorter. And then I also omitted the ka because it's no longer a question, it's an answer.
Okay.
All right. So here's some more examples. So, Keirin-san wa nan nensei desu ka? So, same as before, I'm asking Kayleen what she is of something. But what was nensei?
You're the student?
Yep. So, what does that say?
First year student.
Good job.
Thanks.
And once again, see how I made the subject there?
You got rid of the question.
Yep, and then see how nan replaced the unknown here. Is I didn't know the number after nensei, or before nensei, so it'd be nan nensei.
Okay.
So our next grammar is noun, no noun. And this shows possession. So the main idea of your possession goes second. Then the restrictor goes first. So if I was saying my dog, the dog is the main subject, but it's being restricted as it's my and not somebody else's dog. So it'd be my no dog in English. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? This is sort of complicated.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's some examples. So what would my university be?
Central Michigan.
If I was saying my university. So, remember the word for I? Watashi.
Hatashi.
All right. So, and then university is dagaku. So, which of these is the main idea? Which is the one that's being restricted by something else?
My.
No.
No.
University is being restricted by my.
Okay.
So you would say, so the main idea is the university, and the restrictor is my. So it would be watashi no dagaku. So that's how you would see it in Japanese. So my high school, watashi no koko. Kayleen's university, or Lindsay. So it'd be Kaylin-san, and then university is dagaku. So which would go first and which would go second?
University
Would go
first.
no.
No, I.
Because Kayleen, it's not your university, it's not Rachel's university, it's not my university, it's Kayleen's university.
Okay.
But yeah, so university is being restricted by Kayleen.
Okay.
So it'd be Kaylin-san no dagaku. Okay?
Okay.
So, bringing all of these together. So, x by y desu. Remember, x is y. Noun, noun, noun equals the x in that. Okay? So, you would replace this with this. So, if you're saying, my university is CMU, it would be my no university wa CMU desu. Okay? And that, so it would look like noun, no noun, wa desu. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So here's some examples. So my university is CMU. The answer is watashi no dagaku wa CMU desu. So how would you say, what is my high school? Okay.
No,
So you need to show possession with my high school. So it would be noun, no, no.
is it the co?
Yep, that's Coco.
Okay.
Is high school. Good job.
Thanks.
So, and then I is...
Watashi wa. No, just watashi.
Yep, so it'd be watashi no koko wa. And then what does... What's what?
I don't remember that one.
Nan.
Nah.
So, it'd be watashi no koko wa nan desu ka? Alright?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and then here are my sources. This is where I was able to get the hiragana online and copy and paste it into the PowerPoint. So, thank you for
Thank
being such a
you.
great student.
Thank you, Joel.
And thank you for listening. And this has been fun. And remember, Japanese is fun. Thank
Woo.
you.
Woo!